join with the flag salute. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Sign in.
That's my head.
We got a seat for you.
One meeting I'm late for.
Chairman Moore, Commissioner Newsom, Commissioner Strong, Commissioner Blackwell,
Here.
Commissioner Newbold, Paul Reed, Carol Morris, Ken Barnett, and Commissioner Gustafson.
Microphones.
Air conditioning is too loud.
Yeah.
Not the microphone on. Is that a yes?
They don't turn them on.
Microphone?
Okay, approval of the agenda for tonight.
You don't want to hear what the town is.
Okay, a motion.
Make a motion for the agenda.
Okay, any revisions or anything? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay, audience participation, this is the part where if any of you out there have anything you wish to speak about that's not on the agenda tonight, the marijuana thing tonight, now's your chance to do that. Anybody want to talk about things not on the agenda? Okay, all right.
Hi,
Name, address.
Rona Smith, 315 3rd. Anyway, so street sweeper, I'd like to address that. I don't know if there's a change in the employee or a change in the routine, but they seem to only go down one side of the street, and they don't come back the other.
Okay.
So one side is all dirty, so I'd like to add that to the agenda, or just discuss it now?
That's a city council.
Yeah, city council, was planning,
Oh.
but,
Okay,
I
never mind.
happen to know somebody over there in that department that, we might talk to about that. So you're talking about on Third?
Yes,
Yeah, on Third? Okay. They're only doing half the street.
yes, one direction, east.
Okay, all right, I'll mention it to,
Thanks.
yeah, you bet, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, then, the next item on the agenda is, public hearing for potential zoning and licensing regulations for marijuana usage. Let's see, we're gonna receive, comments on the 4 draft ordinances, tonight, and in that case, I'll open the public hearing. So, first of all, we're gonna have staff give a presentation, basically the ordinances that they are right now. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes, Attorney Morris will open up the conversation.
Just briefly, I want to explain what the city attorney's recommendation is. My name is Carol Morris, I'm the city attorney. I'm recommending that the city ban all medical marijuana uses, and the reason I'm recommending that is because the federal government has issued a letter to the Department of Justice, their attorneys, to let them know that they should continue prosecution of cities, counties, everyone who is involved in medical marijuana operations, because it is not regulated right now. I think you know that there's a very, very abbreviated statute related to medical marijuana. That's not something that most local governments enforce. It is being abused, and the federal government is now going after people who are selling, exchanging, giving it away. What I am recommending is that the city consider allowing recreational marijuana uses if they have obtained licenses from the state of Washington. If you decide you don't want to allow medical marijuana uses, there's an ordinance there for a complete ban on both medical and recreational. Lastly, there's an ordinance that addresses business licensing of recreational marijuana uses if you decide to allow that. What you need to do tonight is hold the hearing, accept public testimony, and then you're going to be making a recommendation to the city council and then they'll make a final decision on what ordinances to adopt. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'll open it up to the public. If you want to say anything, keep your presentation short, to the point, 3 minutes max. We'll be timing you. And so anybody who would like to speak, here's your chance.
Can I ask a question first?
Sure.
Because there are 4 resolutions, can we speak to each separately, or are we supposed to talk to all of them in bulk?
I think it would be best if you just kind of give us a general overview of what you're opposed or against. If you have something as particular in an ordinance that you want to talk about, certainly include that in there.
And just to remind the audience, if you wish to speak, please put your name, address, and email or telephone number down here so that we can use it for our record. We have an excellent secretary, but she doesn't necessarily catch everything. Thank you.
Okay, anybody want to be the first?
Are you going to go by your list, or?
Do we have a list on, of everybody that's, I don't think...
First name is Travis
Oh, okay.
Nesterwich.
That's mine, but I am not comfortable speaking first. This is the first meeting I've attended, so I'd like to see how others present their case first.
Okay.
Second one is Russell Turco.
Thanks, Carol, thanks for doing that. I didn't realize we had a list. Excuse me.
Pastor Russell Tyree.
And sir, could you not only write your name on there, but could you go just for the vocal record too, also speak and take your name too, but there's a pin there also, so write it down. That way we can make sure that we get the address right.
Yes, I have it down here.
Okay, excellent, thank you.
Russell Tyree, 230 Skinner Road. 253-939-3938. Okay, I am pastor of the Valley Baptist Church, 304 Frontage Road North in Pacific. We've been residents in this city since 1974. Why are we here? Well, we feel responsible to do what we can to protect and preserve the well-being of the citizens of Pacific and the surrounding area. That is protecting adults, protecting teenagers, protecting children. We believe that there is very real and substantiated evidence of the hurtful and ruinous effects of marijuana consumption. There are very good reasons for the long-standing laws declaring marijuana to be an illegal and dangerous drug. We realize that there are those who promote the legalization of marijuana for financial gain. We urge our city government to judge the safety and well-being of our young people to be more important than anyone's financial gain. We ask a few minutes to read some very relevant information to this committee and to the City Council. And so now we'd like to hand out some documents to the council and to anyone else. I'll be reading from this, so you can follow along with me.
Okay, well, you're just about up on time, so if we can, we'll take your input there and,
And that'll do it.
yeah. I mean, 3 minutes,
3 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes.
Okay, we'll take this and then,
Okay.
I appreciate this.
Together on this.
Do you have anything in closing, if that's basically your,
Yeah, say a little bit, yep. This information here is from a good, reliable source, medical information. It's very real and very relevant. And anybody can look it up on the internet and read it for themselves elsewhere.
Thank you.
thank you very much.
What's the next name?
Looks like Phil Schindler?
Yep.
I'm Phil Schindler, 37700 51st Avenue South, up on the West Hill. And thank you for letting us have the opportunity to express our opinion on this. Now 4 ordinances, I didn't realize there were 4. Most of us who lose family members on the road due to accidents are from drunk drivers or people under the influence of something. It is funny how the government says don't drink and drive, and yet they allow taverns for people to drink and drive. Now pot is approved, so people can smoke pot and drive. We tell people not to use pot and drive, which affects their judgment in the same way, and yet provide it so they can purchase it, smoke it, and drive around. How about the crime going up to steal, to have the money to purchase drugs and alcohol or steal the product itself? The city approving this measure, in a sense, has a responsibility by contributing to the problems caused by pot use. Between people drinking and driving, texting and driving, using pot and driving, it makes it pretty scary to drive down the road. We try not to drive Jovita Boulevard at night on the weekends or other 2-lane curvy roads where there's a danger of people coming around the curve on our side of the road where we can't see them coming. It seems people have the right to drink, smoke pot, etc., but what about the rights of the rest of us to feel safe driving down the road without the worry about losing our life or the life of a family member by people under the influence? Many of these people are arrested, turned back on the road time and time again, until finally some family loses their life by someone under the influence. Even after causing a death, many of them are turned back on the road or drive without a license. Therefore, our vote is a definite no to our city contributing to the problem of the sale of pot and the added crime. And sincerely, my wife, Betty, and I offer this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mark Gary?
I gotta work on my penmanship, sorry.
Mark Goss, 603 3rd Avenue Southeast Pacific. I'm going to read fast. I hope I can do it in 3. I ask you to forward the resolution banning the growing, processing, and retail sale of recreational pot in the Pacific. We're not ready to be on the leading edge of this experimental business in our community. For those of us who have to deal with the impacts after sale, the description given at the July public hearing of this business as well-regulated from seed to sale is not enough. In addition, at the June 9th Planning Commission public hearing, the businesses behind this were very clear they believe their responsibility ends at the door. However, that is exactly where our community begins. We know the significant negative impact and developmental impacts of early and/or regular use by kids. They and we live on this side of the sale. In speaking for the great number of responsible parents and guardians for the kids and youth in our community, we are not ready. The state's well-regulated system ends at the door. Growers, producers, sellers say their interest ends at the door. That means that if youth, parents, teachers, health workers, friends, scout leaders, pastors, parish workers, and a whole lot of other people on this side of the door who will deal with the impacts. The resources, education, information, alternatives, treatments, helps are not in place. I haven't got a packet. I don't know anybody who has. We're not ready. Forward the resolution banning the grow, process, and retail businesses for recreational marijuana in the city of Pacific. We're not ready. We're not prepared to be on the front line of this for the sake of youth, families, and all who work with them. Forward the resolution banning. I encourage you to remove the provision that I heard from the council limiting the time length of the ban. Let it be open-ended. When resources are available and lessons are learned from others, the request can be made. Don't tie the hands of the city with a certain time in which this must be reconsidered. I encourage you to address the medical and recreational as two separate topics. Delay the discussion and action on medical for a month or so and fully address recreational use on its own merits. They're separate issues with separate challenges. At the July Public Council public hearing, there was a whole long string of we don't knows. Traffic impacts, water and wastewater system demands, the myriad of environmental impacts that are normally revealed in a SEPA process. We don't know them. Our neighboring communities are saying no, making Pacific a potential hub for the business of this area. Once one is permitted, we can't limit the next and the next and the next. I've not seen a responsible analysis of public safety, public health, and the related impacts of where we will go if we begin this road. A yes now to the current pressure means that even if you should change your minds down the road, marijuana businesses will be with us for a long time. You can make the choice of not letting them begin now, which can be changed when more information and the experiences of other cities come together. On the other hand, if they're permitted now, the process for getting them out is long and costly. I ask you to forward the resolution banning recreational marijuana businesses, grow, process, and retail in the city of Pacific. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My name is Edith Hutto, that's H-U-T-T-O, Low Grass Hut Big Toe. I'm a Smith family and it's Hutto. I'm no against pot. I wear this vest because I got run over by a semi-truck in a crosswalk while he was dialing a cell phone. He couldn't see me as big as I am, in bright colored clothing, making a fast left turn dialing a phone. Now if he's stoned, he's going to see me even less. I lost my job to the city of Seattle after 17 years because I use a lawnmower instead of a weed eater. I use a lawnmower because I have epilepsy because a drunk driver hit me in 1972. He still gets to drive. I don't. I almost lost my son at birth. I had 8 days notice I was pregnant with him. 12 days before I had him, I was testing for the Seattle Water Department. To my knowledge, I'm the only woman to take the test 9 months pregnant and have a baby 12 days later. I want to see a man do that. But they won't hire me because I'm on prescription medication because the drunk driver hit me. I have been forced into retirement because of this. When I tried to serve in the United States Army, I got told I couldn't. But they let a girl with heroin stay. And I told the military when I went in the reserves that if they threw me out for prescription medications, I would take 3/4 of the military out the door with me on drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes. I spent 17 years cleaning up Seattle parks. After all the bums and alcoholics, drug users, the condoms that get thrown into your water reservoirs, let's clean up this act. You know how many kids are born with birth defects because their parents of my age got into drugs? My sister takes the drug and alcohol syndrome kids and tries to bring them back to life. When I worked at Auburn General Hospital in respiratory care, you know how much green slime I suctioned out of people's lungs from just smoking alone before marijuana got started? If you want to kill yourself, fine, but don't go out there and drive and affect my life. I can't even keep a house and home now. I don't think it's fair.
Thank you for your comments.
Mark Herndon.
Hello, I'm Mark Herndon. I live on 101 Gulf Boulevard North. I just wanted to come over here tonight because I saw the postcard you all sent. I appreciate that because now I know about it. And I'm for legalization. I'm a single guy. I don't have any kids. I take care of everything. I'm responsible. And I would like to be able to smoke instead of drink alcohol, which is my only choice that I have right now. And I was grateful when the state voted to legalize it, or decriminalize it, whatever you want to say. So I would hope you all would respect the state voters' views and continue to allow that to be legal and not try and make it like Pierce County and make it illegal here too. That would be great. I know we have a lot of people here who, you know, for religious reasons, family and everything like that. That's great, I understand that, but there are some of us who aren't like that, and we're still responsible, good citizens. And we would appreciate it if the police state oppressive, you know, government thing would ease off, and we would spend that money on, like, say, debt payoff or something like that, and get back to being responsible and letting everyone be responsible on their own, take care of their own selves, instead of, you know, hoping somebody else will do it for them. The main reason I voted to legalize it on the state ballot was I think the drug war should be ended. Once again, we're spending way too much money on something that's silly, in my opinion, that I can go and drink a beer or, you know, alcohol or whatever, but I can't smoke marijuana. So, you know, the craziness and the intolerances because of our personal, you know, religious views or whatever is get to be too much. I'm a libertarian, atheist, and I want it to come back to a neutral point where we're allowed to do what we want to freedom-wise and within the law and everything. I understand that. The law says that kids under 21 can't smoke marijuana. I'm not sure where the people tonight are getting the idea that kids are able to legally get it. And I'm sure a lot of people here tonight that said that would also say the kids are getting it right now. Well, that's against the law, and it's still going to be against the law. So I'm all for that. I don't think kids should be smoking it. I think the law was good at 21, you know, or above. That's cool with me. I think that's great with a lot of the voters in the state, and that's common sense in my opinion. Anyway, I hope y'all don't try and ban it or anything like that. I think it'd be good for some business. Maybe some people here, you know, make some money off of it, like, you know, they do selling alcohol or whatever else they sell in their stores. So anyway, I appreciate it if you don't ban it. Thank you.